Hello, this is Poo Noob, and this is my review of an anime movie called Kimi No Na Wa, aka Your Name. And this is a movie that I had no idea at all about. Never heard of it until I watched it that day, and I don't know why I never heard of it because it is Japan's most successful movie this year, and it is one of their most successful movies of all time. It's like second behind Spirited Away, and it's like the first anime movie not directed by Hayao Miyazaki to reach like $100 million or something like that. It's freaking crazy. It's really successful, and I thought, on the poster it said number one movie in Japan, so I thought, what the hell. So basically, it's a romance story. It's Taki, the boy from Tokyo, and Mitsuha, the girl from a village, both in Japan. And it's a body swap story as well. So this one day they just woke up, and Taki is in Mitsuha's body, and Mitsuha is in Taki's body. And the romance is told this way. So eventually they started to, have feelings for each other after living their each other's lives. They learn about each other living their lives. So that was is a very unique story, and it's a very unique way to tell romance using body swap. It's like is really unique. I have no other words to use. And this is I'm gonna watch Rogue One soon, but I think this is going to be my favorite movie of 2016. I know Rogue One is gonna be really good, but I don't think it will have the same emotional impact that this movie had. So it's a very touching, emotional story told through body swapping and extremely beautiful visuals. It's so beautiful to look at. The animations, the colors, the scenery, the characters, the way they move. It's an unbelievably beautiful movie. I cannot believe what I was watching the other day. And the characters are really likable. They are very memorable. You start to root for them. You start to relate to them. You start to care for them. So it's a perfect movie. I cannot find any flaws at all with Kimi no Na Wa. And the music is also very good. Like, it's so good. It matches so well to what's going on. And it's a really funny movie as well. So it's a fantasy rom-com anime, basically. But because it's an anime, animes tend to be a bit weird and is a bit different. So this one is a fantasy rom-com that uses body swapping and is a very unique story. And it did the funny to serious plus sad plus emotional bridging very well. I think a lot of rom-coms is like just super funny, very sad, funny, sad. But this one, it did it felt very seamless, is what I'm trying to say. And even though I did say it's very emotional, it's a very touching story, but it didn't feel too over the top. It wasn't like too emo or anything like that. And I think this movie is perfect, especially if you love anime. This is a no-brainer. You need to watch this. But it is a slice of life type movie. It has some fantasy elements in it, but it's mostly like a slice of life telling the stories about mainly these two characters' lives. And but if you love anime, you must watch this. But I think if you never watched an anime, I think this one can be a pretty good gateway because it's not too over the top like a lot of animes are. It's not too over the top. It's not too weird. There might be a bit of a because it's fantasy but rooted in real life kind of thing. So it might be a little weird, but when you watch anime, you gotta have an open mind, especially if you've no experience. But I think it's a pretty good anime to start with because the characters are really good, the writing is great, the story is great. The visuals are really good, so I think it's a pretty well grounded anime to start with. It's not too weird, it's not too over the top. But Kimi no Na wa is my favorite movie of 2016, and I've got to tell you the truth, I've held back tears fucking watching this shit. And it's a really great movie, and I want to watch it again. It's so good. I highly recommend everyone go freaking watch it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, go and watch Kimi no Na wa. It's great. And thank you very much for watching and listening. And thank you very much for liking, commenting, subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.